up, beautiful people? It's Mo the Pro, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. It's all about holistic scalp and hair care. And today, I'm going to take y'all through my routine. I'm detoxing my hair before I shampoo it, because I always go through and try to remove any buildup that I have on my scalp from my scalp. And what this is doing is two things. It's cleaning my scalp of the stuff that's on it. It's physically removing it, rather. Let me not say cleaning. It's physically removing it. And then when I go in to shampoo, my scalp will be clear. So I'll be able to get my hair and my scalp clean as well. And it doesn't matter if you have a lot of buildup, if you got a whole bunch of flakes and buildup coming out, or if you only have a little bit, if there's no flakes and it's just a little bit of buildup, or if you have a lot of it. If you have a lot of it, this is really necessary. But what this is also doing is stimulating my scalp. And that stimulation is increasing the blood flow to my scalp, which is going to encourage growth in my hair. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna let the audio play because I know some people like to hear the scratching sounds and things of that nature. You may hear my heavy breathing in the bag. I done breathed like this since I was a child. I was supposed to get my inner noise and stuff removed, and I never did. On top of, I'm chunky. So, ignore my breathing, but I will leave the sound on so that you guys can hear. I apologize for the bad angles as well. I was trying to make sure y'all could see, but I was looking through my mirror to see the back of my head as well, so it was kind of tricky for me to do that. I may drop in and say something here and there, but we're just going through the detoxing process. I do this every time I'm about to shampoo my hair. I go through and I remove the buildup from my scalp first. So this is all I'm doing, and I'm just showing you guys some of this process for those that want to attempt to try to detox their hair at home themselves. It is harder to do on your own, but it is possible. And here is a little bit of how you can do it. If I'm breathing like a fat person, I am a fat person, excuse me. Alright, I do this weekly, and I love to wear black, and on my clients I love to use a black cape because it shows you the buildup. And a lot of people think that they don't have none, but even this much buildup staying on your scalp can affect your scalp and your hair in a negative way, and it's only going to collect and add to. So without removing it, whenever you do get around to it, if ever you get around to it, it's going to be more. And if you never get around to it, it's going to be more, and it's just going to be there. So this is a week's worth. By 2 weeks, it will be more than this. And I don't recommend going past 2 weeks without removing the buildup from your scalp and shampooing your hair. It's really hard for me to know if y'all can see or not. So right now, I'm kind of just hoping that you can see, because I can't see if you can see or not because I'm looking in this mirror. But hopefully y'all can see. I seen some people a while back say something like, she don't even scratch on the part. I don't understand what she's doing. So to try to address that concern and that confusion, I scratch in the part. I hope y'all can see. I scratch on the part. I also scratch behind the part, and I also scratch in front of the part when I'm going through. Now it might be hard to tell that when I'm coming so fast through and doing it, but I'm scratching all of those areas so that I make sure that I'm covering the entire head. So by me doing this, I really hope that y'all can see, I'm covering more than just the area that I parted. Because sometimes you miss stuff. Maybe you parted that part a little wide, you know, and you miss some ground. So by going on the part, behind the part, and in front of the part, you make sure that you get all areas and not just some. Because whether the part is directly here or not, if I scratch in front of it, that's still scalp. And if I scratch behind it, that's still scalp. So I scratch the entire area. Ow! I scratch the entire area to combat that. I like to do this because I like to try to help those that have that DIY mindset to kind of grasp what's going on and begin to try to do it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It is something that needs to be learned in depth, like me showing y'all this and even explaining it doesn't maybe give the full picture and the full understanding. And again, I'm not the creator of this approach. This approach was taught to me. So with that being said, I can send you to the one who taught me. Miss T is holding workshops right now because she knows, as we know, that nobody is actually teaching this out there. I wonder if y'all can see my scalp turning pink, because it is turning pink. That's another thing that lets you know that you're doing it right. You'll start to see that scalp get a little color on it. And that's how you know you're doing it right. But yes, Miss T is holding educational classes and workshops to teach this holistic approach in a city near you, because we know that it's not being done. We know that clients' scalps are not being cared for. They're being skipped over, or they're being sent home with shampoos to figure it out themselves, but their scalps are not being cared for. So if you want to offer these kinds of services, or you would like for your stylist to offer these kinds of services in the city that you're in, contact me and I'll get you to her, and you guys can set up a workshop in your city. What everybody's doing that's on the brand, doing this behind the chair, what we're doing is trying to bring awareness that, hey, there's a way to deal with some of the struggles that we've been facing as women of color And then there's professionals behind the chair that service women of color. Everybody that comes on board has to use the product and has to become familiar, of course, with giving and offering the holistic approach. So you learn all these things on yourself before you're able to go and do them for other people. And once you get that knowledge, life don't go back. It don't go back once you have that knowledge. So it's something that we would love for more people to be involved in. It's something that we would love to kind of get people on board with. And that's why she's offering these workshops, so that she can teach people what she's learned and that we can better service our clients out here. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the clients reap the benefit, and then you as well, by elevating and offering services that your clients can't get any and everywhere, will also be a beneficial situation to the person behind the chair offering the services. So there is a method to the madness. I don't just do this on myself. I do this on my clients as well. And it is an entire process. This is only one part of the process, but a very important part of the process. All right, I'm gonna finish this up. Y'all see that? That's a week's worth. Just a week's worth, and I ain't even got all the way through my head. So that just goes to show, for those that think that they don't got no build-up out there, you don't have to be able to open your scalp up and see it right away. I guarantee you, just go ahead, go through it a little bit, and you'll start to see, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, get this stuff up off your scalp. All right, y'all, so I lapsed this part, so there's no sound, so I'm gonna play some music. Alright, y'all, so detox process is done, and this is all the buildup that I have. Not all of it, because some of it done flew in the flow and in other places, but there's just a week's worth of buildup. Mind you, I did kind of go through my scalp yesterday, because I intended to shampoo yesterday, but it just didn't end up happening. So that's all the buildup that I have, which is kind of like a lot to me. Even though it's not a lot, it's not a severe case, but it's kind of a lot to me. So something that I always like to show is that even with my hair being the NAPPY word that I like to use, we notice that my front, my longer pieces are a lot straighter still than my shorter pieces, and that's because it's easier to keep longer hair straighter longer than it is shorter hair. So it's still pretty darn smooth, and this is neatness shampoo with all that buildup that just came off. And I haven't put any pressed heat on my hair in a week. No flat iron, none of that. For a week, simply the blow dryer. And that's how my length, where my length is, that's how it looks. So you can imagine if you're coming in and you're getting a silk press and you have longer hair, that in 2 weeks, that in a week, for your hair to still be looking like this, honey, show me some silk presses out there with a relaxer that's lasting like that, because I ain't seen too many. I remember one time I did a silk press on a girl before I knew this approach. It was years ago, and it was cute when she was in the shop. The minute that I took her outside to try to take photos, it had already started poofing. So silk presses can be tricky. Now, we can say that that was my technical skill. We could blame it on the humidity because we live in Texas, or we can just go ahead and admit that some of the products that we be using be making stuff harder. But anyways, this is how straight that is. Now we see how the shorter areas are looking. They also, if you really look, they also are somewhat straight towards the ends, but because I have so much root action going on here, my roots are extremely curly. Just like if you bust this down, you can see that my roots are extremely curly, but because there's less length here, it's more noticeable. But with that being said, I always love to go in and show how smooth my hair really is in this state. This is a week after I've straightened it. This is no conditioner because you know I don't use conditioner. This is no product, so I don't have no reason to have no product in my hair right now. I don't really put product in my hair at all, aside from my water solution and pure fractionated coconut oil. Y'all see that? I don't know about y'all, but I think that that's amazing. I think that that's amazing to be that smooth, to be able to say that I don't have a relaxer, so quote unquote team natural, you know what I'm saying? And to have straight hair like this, that I only had to put heat on once for it to be this straight, and then if I wanted to, I could smooth it up, and if it was long enough, I could smooth it up and wear it in a pony, you know what I'm saying? If I wanted to. Which I don't have the length for, but if it was long enough and I wanted to, I could. Now, I'm gonna go through, now that I have detoxed it, and I'm gonna shampoo it. When I shampoo, I use one of these to help further stimulate my scalp and cleanse my scalp with the shampoo, rather than just using my fingers. Using your fingers to wash your hair is kind of like using your fingers all the time to brush your teeth. It's like one of those, if you done spent the night somewhere, you outside of your routine, and that's what you gotta do so that you done did something, okay? But a good habit is to always use a tool to help you shampoo your hair. And this same tool will help you to exfoliate your scalp on a day-to-day basis, because I use this nightly as well to just go through and remove some of the buildup from my scalp, still stimulate my scalp throughout the week's time until I silk press it and shampoo again. So I'm gonna shampoo. After I shampoo, there's the application of my water, and I'm gonna use a little bit of pure fractionated coconut oil, lay my hair down, and then I'm gonna blow it a little bit while it's in that laid down state, and then I'm gonna go through and blow it out and catch it with the blow dryer and the pick attachment. So I'll be back for that to show you guys that. And yeah, that's a week's worth of buildup. And that's a week's worth of my hair on my water. Look how smooth it is. I just, wow. All right, y'all, I'll be back. Alrighty, y'all, so freshly shampooed. No conditioner has been used. No conditioner. So instead of conditioner, I use my water solution. And then I use a lightweight pure fractionated coconut oil to seal in that hydration. So this is my water solution. It's literally inorganic lightweight water, and it is a hydration treatment. And if you think about hydration, you don't go grab oil to hydrate. You don't go grab a lubricant to hydrate. You go grab one of those to moisturize. When you need to hydrate, most people drink water. They go grab some water. So my water solution is hydration for your hair, your skin, and your nails. It is something that has been designed to better your hair, your skin, your nails, give it the proper hydration that it needs. And instead of trying to replace that hydration with moisturization, which is using something like an oil or a conditioner or a leave-in conditioner. This is all the leave-in treatment that I use. It does go in and stay in. You don't rinse it out. And then this is my fractionated coconut oil. You see, it also kind of looks like water. It's very lightweight. I use it in a spray bottle, and I spray it into my hands first. And then I put it into my hair. From here, I'm going to mold my hair, and I'm going to let y'all see this process. But I don't use any foam wrap or anything. So when I go through to mold it, I'm literally going to be doing just that. Just molding it in a direction that I want it to go. I am going to put the little wraps on it and kind of blow dry it down. And then I'm going to take the wraps off and finish blowing it out to completely dry it, because it is some length there once that length starts to stretch out. So I do go back and catch that length with my blow dryer and my comb attachment. But yeah, I'm going to kind of fast forward through this. I'm gonna time lapse it and speed it up. I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna part it. I'm gonna lay it down and then I'm gonna blow it out, and I'll show y'all that, and then I'll be back. Alrighty, you guys, I am all paper mache'd up. Okay, and I'll simply do this to begin to mold my hair and shape my hair in the way that I'm gonna want to style it. It isn't take away what you typically would think when somebody molds their hair, because it's not like a hard set in stone foam wrap kind of situation. It's simply just beginning to mold the hair, train the hair, lay the hair in the way that I want it to go. And so I'm gonna go over with the blow dryer, and then I'm gonna throw on my attachment and finish blowing it out, and then we'll move on to straightening it. So you may or may not have noticed in the time lapse when I was just blow drying that I was kind of picking at my chest. So I put some of my body moisturizer that I get from Miss T on my skin, and it works like a moisturizer. So I have hair from combing my hair that fell on my chest, and I'm like, I want this off my chest, but it's not easily coming off. I'm having to literally like pick up the hairs, which is what a moisturizer kind of helps to do. It keeps things on top so that they can't necessarily penetrate underneath the moisturizer to protect as a barrier on the skin. But what happens like when you have scalp buildup, right? And you haven't removed that buildup and you put that moisturizer on top. So now what you've done is fill in and almost made impossible to reach what's underneath it without physically, mechanically having to get up under there. And then everything that's sitting on top of it, of course, you can kind of go through and try to shampoo off at a later time. But when you put that oil on top and there's something underneath, and it's not water, moisture, whatever it is, it's trapped. Just like that hair was kind of trapped on my skin, I had to get it off. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that helps. I know I talk a lot about not using oils on the scalp. I don't ever put oil on my scalp, and I don't honestly put oil on my scalp. I do think that there's times to use it, but it's also important to understand that putting oil on your scalp is not a solution to removing your scalp buildup problem or your flaking problem. It's not going to remove it. In fact, it can actually add to it, because what's there, you're then turning around and locking in with that moisturizing agent. So moisture is water, H2O. A moisturizer traps that moisture to try to keep it on top of and with the skin. So you use a moisturizer to lock in the moisture that you've already put on your skin to hydrate your skin. That's what a real moisturizer is supposed to be for. You done hydrated, you done went in and put on your skin what you want to be on there. So then to lock it in, boom, you use this moisturizer that locks what's underneath the moisturizer, and then anything that comes on top will land on that moisturizer, and it's like a barrier of protection. It's like a sealant for what's there, and then a barrier for what's to come that'll try to hit your skin, the elements of the air, dirt, debris, things of that nature. I hope that makes sense. Back to blow drying. So this is blown out, nothing special, right? Except I am combing through it with a fine tooth. Kizom. It's kind of special. There's no hair in it. It's kind of special to me. Because from where it was, to be able to even comb through it before I put pressed heat on it with the fine tooth comb, it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. Alright, so what I'm about to do is just cut out my bangs. Sorry, y'all. The little mucus that has been pestering me. Hello, and me. Hello, and me. That's what I was singing. If anybody wants to know what I was singing in my head, I was singing it in my head. I wasn't actually playing it. I don't know why it's in my head. But the Trey Songz, holla if you need me. You always gonna be my boo. You know I still got you. If you ever need me, when you hit that thing, need me. I was like, okay. Hello, at me. Okay, let me quit playing. Oh man. Hello, at me. Yeah, I really wanna let you know that I really can't let you go. And if we ever get it back, you'll see. You can still come and holler at me. Holler if you need me. You always gonna be my boo. Alright. So what I'm about to do, because I'm finally where I have some length, so for all my ladies with length, I'm about to do a slow-mo for y'all so you can see, but you can already kind of see how straight my hair is just from the blowout. Just from being freshly shampooed, blown out, and from using my water. But as I go through and do these last 2-3 curls, I'm gonna use the slow-mo so that y'all can see. And my edges, I never put anything on them. I ain't gonna say never. I'm gonna say I rarely put anything on them. Just put a little heat on them, and then I'll brush them, and I go on. Well, let's do these last 2-3 curls so that y'all can see, and then I'll be back. This is how I used to feel when I done had a fresh weave. And I love that now I feel this way because I done freshly did my own. They're gonna hurt. So I'll leave this little part down because I wear glasses. I want to put my glasses on. I've been needing a little something right there, but she ready? Well, I'm throwing some lashes today, but she ready, boo? She ready. No finishing spray yet. I will put a little bit of spritz up on here. But I just want a nice little bang today because I got some clients. So I just want a nice little bang today, but I want it in the box. And yeah, I just wanted to have it looking like I care. All right, y'all, per usual, I ran out of space, so it just kind of cut me off. But here's some finishing photos of my hair. Thank you guys for being here and going through this routine with me. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. And until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and make sure that you love on yourselves and love on other people. You never know what somebody is going through. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you all very, very soon.